Thank you so much for taking your time and joining this historic launch of AIC. Lined up some great speakers and partners and ecosystem players who will be mentoring, contributing, and also working with us closely. This is also first of its kind launch of an incubation center where we have speakers, contributors, and mentors from across 6 different countries joining us online today. As we go through the event, we will get to introduce to all those speakers and mentors who will be part of the AIC NITTE incubation journey. So without any further delay, I would now want to hand over to Dr. Ramanan Ramanathan from the NITTE Institute. He is the CEO of AIC NITTE Incubation Centre. He will take it from here. We will do a small ceremony. We will do he will address the welcome speech, and then we will hear from the esteemed guests and then speakers. Thank you so much. Dr. Acharya.
The light sun light version. Light off on.
Very good morning to all of you. Today is a memorable day for all of us in NITTE because we are one among the few reputed institutions in the country to host Atal Incubation Centre with the support from NITI Aayog under Atal Innovation Mission. We are, I think, first one to launch virtually among the many incubation centers started in India. Today's virtual launching ceremony is jointly inaugurated by Sri N. Vinaya Hegde, Vice Chancellor and President of NITTE Education Trust, and Sri Ramanan, Mission Director M. NITI Aayog. We're also happy to have Satish Kumar Bandari, Vice Chancellor NITTE, joined from Mangaluru. I wholeheartedly welcome Sri Vinaya Hegde for this inaugural function. I also welcome Sri Ramanan, Ishita, Program Director, Manglesh Yadav, and Isha Chowli, who are the team which is supporting us from NITI Aayog. Welcome you all for this inaugural function. We also welcome our technology partners, the startups which are going to be onboarded. Dr. Sankaran, Director of Education, Niranjan Chiplumkar, Principal of NMIT, Register Yogesh Hegde, and all the senior functionaries of key functionaries of NITTE Education Trust and NITTE University. Welcome you all for this brief inaugural ceremony. Over to Raghav for further proceedings.
Thank you so much, sir. Vinit, can you share the deck? So we would now request Ramanan sir and Hegde ji from the NITTE Institute to jointly unveil the inauguration of the incubation center. After that, we will also launch a very small launch video, and then we will proceed with the event. Can we get the unveiling screen, please?
Should I press the launch?
Yes, sir. Please click on the launch button.
Launch. Let's click launch. Yes, delete launch. Yes.
Vinit, I think the audio is.
Innovation, passion, creativity, strategy are the four pillars of AIC NITTE Incubator. Situated amidst the luscious green fields of Karkala, Udupi Taluk, Mangalore, India, NITTE Education Trust is among the reputed institutions selected by NITI Aayog for setting up an Atal Incubation Centre. Sprawling across 10,000 square feet, the Incubation Centre aims to accelerate entrepreneurial vision of the country by encouraging and providing assistance to budding entrepreneurs who want to create startups in the areas of agriculture, biotechnology, and ITCs to nurture their innovative ideas. The main objective of AIC NITTE is to foster innovation and entrepreneurship in the education, agriculture, and healthcare sectors. What facilities do AIC NITTE offer? AIC NITTE Incubation Centre offers the startups sector-specific valuable guidance from industry experts, technological assistance with sophisticated infrastructure, access to investors and mentors for investments, mentorship, and networking. Extended support to the existing MSMEs in the region through training, consultancy, mentoring, business development, diversification, technology transfer, and upgradation. From full-time startups to student-led startups, the Incubation Centre has multiple subscription models tailored to meet the needs of all the aspirants for utilization of the facility. It's time to bring your ideas to AIC NITTE to create, lead, and inspire.
Vinit, can we go back to the slide? I would now request Sir R. Ramanan to address all of us, address the gathering. I'm sure this is also first of its kind virtual.
Should I start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. First of all, good morning to the NITTE management, Shri Hegde, Anant Padmanabhan, Dr. Achar, and all the people who are logged on to the call from the NITTE management, as well as young students, budding entrepreneurs, potential mentors, faculty of NITTE, as well as all those who are attending. I do hope every one of you are safe and hearty in these very difficult COVID-19 times. And as was remarked, this is a unique event, a virtual event of a flagging off of a very prestigious incubator in the Mangalore region by NITTE. I'm extremely delighted, and it is always a pleasure for me to be associated with the inauguration of yet another incubator, because these incubators are going to play a very, very important role, not only in fashioning the destiny of the region in which they are located, but also the destiny of the nation. After all, why are we launching all these incubators? The incubators are meeting one of the very important pillars that Atmanirbhar Bharat is all about. And that is, how do we ensure that we leverage the demographic dividend of our country? We have 1.3 billion people. We have more than 1.4 million schools. We have 10,500 engineering and related institutions. We have 39,000 colleges spread across our country. And this is spread across the 715 districts that we have. We also have more than 150 million young students who are going to be entering into the workplace over the next 5 to 10 years. In this context, it becomes very important to give all these young students, these budding innovators, the entrepreneurs who want to make a difference and who want to make an impact, an opportunity to be able to exercise their creative potential, their thirst and passion for creating something new, for solving an existing problem that they see, or for improvising upon a solution that they think is very, very necessary in existing solutions that are already there. And therefore, we at Atal Innovation Mission have been launching several initiatives to make this happen and to leverage this demographic dividend. After all, Mangalore and Karnataka is one of those regions which is also hosting the Silicon Valley of our country at Bangalore. But how do we ensure that people in Mangalore, a remote, somewhat remote from the center of the state, people who are there and talent which exists there, and young students who are graduating from wonderful institutions like NITTE get an opportunity, equal opportunity to be able to exercise their entrepreneurial drive and their talent. And that is why the Atal Innovation Mission has been setting up world-class incubators across the country, in addition to promoting a culture of innovation in our schools through Atal Tinkering Labs. The Atal Tinkering Labs are going to create the next generation of budding innovators. But when they come from the various schools of your district, of Mangalore district and of other districts of a country, they need the ability to go on and work in a world-class incubator to be able to create the startup of their dreams, to create the entrepreneurial initiative that they are so interested in ensuring. And therefore, these world-class incubators that are being set up by Atal Innovation Mission is going to fill that particular gap that is so necessary to be filled in order for our young demographic dividend that we talk about, which is the envy of many a country, to take advantage of. And I am sure that the Atal Incubator at NITTE is going to be a very important role in the enablement of this young population that is graduating from University of NITTE and from all the neighboring institutes to be able to take advantage of. Now, the second pillar that we talk about, which the Honorable Prime Minister mentioned, is the pillar of infrastructure. In order for a country to improve dramatically, in order for us to be able to meet the challenges of not only the COVID-19 crisis, but to live in a post-COVID-19 world, in order for us to ensure economic progress and societal progress, we need to ensure that we have access to world-class infrastructure in every one of our 715 districts, in every one of our 4,000 plus cities and towns. And that means access to educational infrastructure, access to healthcare infrastructure, access to affordable housing, clean drinking water and sanitation, access to state-of-the-art research centers so that our young students can do research from, to tackle newer problems, not only of the COVID-19 crisis, but also other crises that are looming in the horizon due to climate change. And access to facilities where you're going to enable livelihood and entrepreneurial creation, even if you're in a fishing district, a coastal district, even if you're in a rural city, you're in tier 2, tier 3 cities, or you're in any remote part of the country. And this means that not only do you have to set up the physical infrastructure, smart infrastructure, in order for creating thousands of hubs of job creation and innovation. You have to create that. Otherwise, you're going to have everyone flocking to the 8 tier 1 cities. If the whole state of Karnataka is going to go into Bangalore and trying to make a living there, this is not a sustainable process. You need to ensure that Mangalore and all the other districts of Karnataka are able to uniformly develop. And so is it true for the rest of the country. And not only do you have to ensure smart physical infrastructure, which enables people to be able to communicate and to connect and to be able to move across very freely, but you also need to focus on the digital infrastructure so that every person in this country, no matter where they are located, is able to access every product or every service that is potential in this country, whether it is a government to citizen service, whether it is a business to consumer service, or whether it is a business to business service. And therefore, the Atal Incubator at NITTE is filling that gap of being able to provide world-class infrastructure and world-class facilities that we saw in the video just now, so that young students have access to creating new solutions for problems they see in and around the community that they live in. And these would be community-specific problems, not just generic problems. These are problems that is going to help the people in the district, the people in the fishing villages surrounding Mangalore, the people in the hilly towns surrounding in Karnataka. All of these are helped by innovations that are created by young budding innovators who will be graduating from the university or who will be graduating from the incubator. The third thing, the third pillar that an incubator like this addresses is the ability to fulfill the demand that is there in the country, the pillar of demand. You see, our country is a large, vast country, and we have more than 600,000 villages in our country. So we need to ensure that the pent-up demand of not only a growing economy, we are one of the fastest growing economies of the world. We have more than 250 million who are already an emerging middle class and who are moving into higher strata of economy. We need their demand to be fulfilled. And additionally, we need to ensure that the 22% of the country which is still below the poverty line, the 44% of the country which is agri-economy based, the 60% of our country which is in the tier 2, tier 3 and rural India, the 70% of the MSME community, that is the lifeline for all the budding livelihood job seekers in our country. We need to ensure that the demand of all of those people are fulfilled. And therefore, to fulfill that demand, you need new startups, new problem solvers, new innovators, new job creators to flower and blossom in our country. And this AIC NITTE is going to play an important role in fulfilling that demand. The fourth pillar on which Atmanirbhar Bharat would stand, and which means Atmanirbhar Bharat means an Atmanirbhar Mangalore, an Atmanirbhar Karnataka, an Atmanirbhar state. If that has to happen, we need to leverage technology to the hilt, because technology has become affordable, accessible, available, and advanced. We have 3D technology and 3D printing technology, which is revolutionizing manufacturing. You have robotics and automation driving the next generation of productivity. We have communication systems and wireless technologies and IoT technologies all getting integrated so that artificial intelligence solutions are being created in the marketplace. We are making sure that all the technology is being leveraged in order to bring tremendous benefit, increase productivity, and the ability to reach across to the most distant of people who are in our remote districts and coastal districts, and bring the benefit of innovation to all of them. And that is what the infrastructure and the advanced technologies available at your NITTE Atal Incubator is going to provide, so that you are able to conceive of new solutions that are required in the marketplace, not only for addressing the needs of the local community, but also the needs of the nation. And finally, the pillar of socio-economic growth. It is not enough for us to be able to address economic growth. We need to ensure that society also progresses as a result of this. We need to ensure that every person's need is catered to. We cannot have the digital divide, nor can we have an economic divide. We cannot be a country of haves and have-nots. We need to ensure uniform development for everybody, equal opportunity on every growth opportunity that is there in the country. Access to healthcare, basic healthcare in every part of our country, access to good education, access to housing, access to clean drinking water, access to nutritional food. All of these are very important. Out of 715 districts that we have, 115 of them are aspirational districts. And these aspirational districts are districts at the bottom of the pyramid, where you have 1 in 3 infant mortality, you have 1 in 5 maternal mortality, you have 1 in 3 infant stunting. I mean, these are not acceptable parameters for anybody. You have lack of hygiene and lack of education. You have poverty across the country. And we need to eliminate all of that. And that means we need as much social innovation as we need commercially driven innovation. And I'm sure that the Atal Incubator at NITTE is going to fulfill that important gap, which needs to be filled in order to meet the societal demands and societal needs. And therefore, I am very proud and I feel very privileged that the NITTE has set up, or is in the process of setting up, a world-class incubator. A world-class incubator creating world-class startups. Startups that will make an impact across the nation and to the world. And I'm sure with unique solutions coming out from the AIC NITTE, with technology being leveraged fully, with the aims and aspirations of the not only the institution, but of the entire district in which it is located and on the communities in which it is located, with the ability to be able to develop a robust ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship in and around NITTE, to be able to address the unique problems that the local communities have, not just the generic problems, so that it becomes a hub and innovation of creation, job creation, and a hub of innovation. And ensuring that what was beautifully captured in the video, passion, persistence, driving the growth of this particular incubator. I am sure the intentions, the objectives, the goals of AIC NITTE will be fulfilled. All the very best. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this very, very important and momentous event in the history of the institution, the inauguration of the AIC NITTE. All the very best to establish a world-class incubator with world-class startups.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot for addressing us, and thank you so much for those warm wishes. I'm sure AIC NITTE Incubation Centre will grow up to be an example in Karnataka, not just in Karnataka, but on a global scale. I see questions from Terry and Dan about Mr. Ramanan's profile. This is part of the media kit that has been already sent out with press release. So that is where you can find his profile. If you have any specific questions, please email it to us, because right now we have 2,300 audience watching this. We are live on Facebook, we are live on Instagram, and this event is going on. So we will not be, very humbly, we will not be able to take any questions from the media right now. End of the event, we will have a media briefing again, and we'll be happy to send out any additional information you have. So profile of Sri Vinaya Hegde ji, Sri Vishal Hegde ji, and Sri Ramanan ji is part of the media kit that has already been emailed to all of you. I also see question from Vani from Udaya News. So this has been, this is live on Facebook, ma'am. This is on the Asia Inc. channel and also on the NITTE channel. So please feel free to get the footages from there. If you need any further details, please email it to us. So now I would request Sri Vinaya Hegde ji to address us. Once he addresses the gathering, we will have the auspicious lighting of the lamp, and then we will proceed with the event.
Good morning. After the wonderful speech of Mr. Ramanan, who has enthused us to take this exercise to world-class level, at the outset, I would like to thank Atal Incubation Mission for selecting NITTE Education Trust, NITTE Education Trust to be partner in building up a good incubation center at NITTE village. I would like to tell you that this is a small village with less than 5,000 people, and but great educational facilities. There are about 4 engineering colleges in an area of separating us by 5 to 10 kilometers, and we must be sending out almost about 10 to 12,000 engineers every year. I would also like to tell you that Mangalore is a great center for entrepreneurship. Among the 5 nationalized banks, that's Vijay Bank, Canara Bank, Corporation Bank, Syndicate Bank, all these banks have originated from Udupi district, this place. And I'm happy that this place has a great tradition for asking young people to get self-employed and also start industries on their own. As a matter of fact, most of the hotels all over the country is managed by the people of this area. So these people already have in their blood entrepreneurship. They would like to make a living for themselves. They also would like to provide employment for a large number of people. By offering the center here, sir, you have done a great service to this area. That the business environment is changing. Gone are the days when we could start something on individuals' excellence. Today, time has come. You have to get into computer age and many changes which has happened in the business circle. I'm very sure with your help, with the help of the center which is about to be started, we will do a very good job. And I understand the emphasis Mr. Ramanan was putting. Anything you do should be of world class. And I agree that today is a day when all of us must start something of international standard. And I believe opportunities are in front of us, especially keeping in view India's current position, where we are able to ask a lot of young boys to start something on their own. Opportunities are there, and I'm very sure these young boys will train here, stay with us for 2 years, 3 years, take technology, and then move out. When they have problem, maybe they will come back again, get further technology from the center which you are about to start. I'm very sure this institution, which has a tradition of offering good education, more than that, encouraging people to start. I myself am an entrepreneur, I have brought up my career on my own, and I do understand what is required to be a successful businessman, what is required to be a successful entrepreneur. And I will obviously going to share it with the people who are going to come here. I understand there are about 6 units which have already started. I also understand few more units are about to come. I assure you, sir, all the infrastructure what is required, we will provide. We will provide. And we need your help in the form of recognizing the good work what we do. And I'm sure with passage of time, you will feel happy that you have decided to offer this center to a village which has less than 3,000 people. This village has less than 3,000 people. Most of the students here are coming from outside. They are already out of their house. They are looking for a good opportunity to succeed in life. And I'm sure with the help of the faculty here, there are very many bright faculty here, we are able to start the present ambition of the Prime Minister to see that this country becomes a great center for industrial development. And you have also rightly referred the fishing industry, the agriculture industry. These are very successful industries. Cashew may be among the in India. This must be the largest cashew processing place in the country. There are many things I would not like to dwell into it, and I sincerely assure you that all that should be done will be done by this campus. And I'm sure this is unfortunate because of COVID. We are not able to conduct this program here. And I look forward to the privilege of having you here, seeing what we are doing. And at the end of the day, we will be able to produce large number of prospective and entrepreneurs or businessmen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot for the assurance. I'm sure we will be setting an example for all the other incubation centers. Thanks a lot for the guidance. So we will now have lighting the lamp ceremony. I mean, all of us are virtually watching it, but we will get the positive vibes of the lighting the lamp ceremony. After that, we will have the magazine launch, the special edition magazine launch by Shri Hegde ji and Ramanan ji, and after that we will proceed with the event.
Can you just share the screen, Raghu?
Yeah. Great. We will now be sharing the screen with the magazine launch. We will have Sri Hegde ji and Sri Ramanan ji launch the special edition magazine. The print editions of these magazines will be shipped to all the attendees and all the participants. It's also available. The e-version is also available to download on asiainc500.com. And it will be available in the leading bookstores near you.
Special edition of magazine. The special edition of magazine about it.
Can we just scroll through the magazine once? Oops. Looks like somebody was getting creative and drawing on the magazine. Thank you. So close to 50 copies of the magazine have been shipped to NITTE, and we will also be sending few copies to NITI Aayog team, and then we will also be sending to all the attendees on the Facebook Live, on the Zoom meeting right now, and everywhere. We will be sending you the link to download the e-version of this magazine, and also if you need hard copies, please do let us know, and we will be shipping it anywhere across India, Malaysia, and Singapore. Oh. Vinit, can you bring the magazine on spotlight, please? Yeah. Kunal, the copy of this has already been sent to the Times group, but if you want hard copy, we'll be sending it to you. Thanks for the question. All right, thank you so much. So the link for this magazine is, we have pasted it on the chat. You can download it from either the website, or let us know, and we will be happy to ship the hard copy. All right. Thank you so much, team. We will now, thanks a lot, Ramanan sir and Hegde sir, for addressing the audience. Thank you so much. We will continue to seek your good wishes and blessings in making.
Thank you so much, Raghavji, and to Mr. Hegde, Sri Hegde, and all the dignitaries who have attended. It has indeed been a wonderful day to begin with, and I'm sure this particular incubator is going to make an impact. And I wish all the very best to everyone associated with this incubator and to the region. Thank you so much.
right, so we have our first keynote speaker, Dr. Satish Kumarji from NITTE. I would request you to address the gathering. Can you bring up the slides?
Come this side. PC is speaking now.
Hello.
You are speaking.
Hello.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Namaskar. Greetings from NITTE University. Our Honorable Chancellor, most revered Sri N. Vinaya Hegde ji, Sri R. Ramanan, the Mission Director, Atal Innovation Mission, NITI Aayog, Sri Avilo Roy, Managing Director, Kolkata Centures, Mr. Vishal Hegde, Pro Chancellor, NITTE University, Mr. A.P. Achar, very dynamic CEO of Atal Incubation Centre, the guest speakers, esteemed guests, and invitees. It's my privilege to participate in this launching ceremony of Atal Incubation Centre. And it's a really momentous occasion for all of us from NITTE family. And according to me, it's another milestone in the history of NITTE group of institutions. It's well said that even 1,000 miles journey starts with a single small step. Our journey started by our founder, Justice K. Hegde, in the year 1979, starting as small school in this small village. The population was around 3,000 people. The seed which has sown 41 years back has grown into a huge tree. Now it's become a hub of educational institutions. And we have got 3 campuses in Bangalore, in NITTE, the Founders Village, and in Mangalore. We got more than 36 institutions and more than 4,500 staff and 20 to 25,000 students spread out in these three campuses. Under our able leadership and guidance of our visionary Chancellor, President of the NITTE Education Trust, Shri N. Hegde ji. As the Vice Chancellor of the very young university, 12-year-old deemed university, NITTE University, I consider this is a moment of great satisfaction, as we have within this group a range of different academic disciplines, ranging from primary education to higher education, from basic and applied sciences, health sciences, engineering colleges, and business management schools, as well as hospitals and rural health centers. We run more than 21 rural health centers spread out in 5 districts of Karnataka and Kerala, and where here we are using technologies, some advanced technologies, which can be applied to the benefit of the society. As you all know, today country is going through a very unprecedented crisis due to COVID-19 virus, which has affected all sections of people. People are facing economic crisis and a lot of job loss. Unemployment has increased. Creating jobs and entrepreneurship skills, as Ramanan said, is very important part of the economy to revive the economy. Particularly entrepreneurship skills among the youth is the need of the hour. We require, it's said that we should create job givers rather than job seekers. With this objective, probably the Startup India was initiated in the year 2015 to promote and encourage entrepreneurship skill among the young youth. Our demographic dividend of the country is young, less than 35 years population, more than 65%. I think what is required is inculcate entrepreneurship skill and innovation among this youth. I'm glad that rightly the NITTE Education Trust, as our Chancellor said, has been given the responsibility of starting Atal Incubation Centre by NITI Aayog at our Founders Village, that to a remote village in the district. And it's particularly during this very critical period due to COVID-19 pandemic. As I understand, the objective of this scheme envisioned by our Honorable Prime Minister is to promote and establishing incubation centers in India, which would support and encourage startups in specific subject sectors like manufacturing, transport, energy, health, education, agriculture, water, and sanitation. And that would provide them the necessary infrastructure, facilities, and other value-added services and mentoring. Particularly, the most of the startups, they fail to thrive after 1 or 2 years. I think mentoring is required by the incubation center. I think this part of the work will be done effectively by our incubation center. In this type of time of uncertainty produced by corona pandemic, this incubation center has got a very large role to play by encouraging young entrepreneurs of this district, undivided districts, Udupi and South Kannada district, to create startups and MSMEs, particularly oriented to the rural youth. I believe there's a lot of scope for medical devices, instrumentation, agriculture sector technology, marine technology innovations. Empowering the women and the youth should be our priority, particularly in the villages, to create jobs, which has seen recently reverse migration of people to the villages. Creating self-help groups who can start small-scale industries with small capital and cater the needs of the local youth, local people is the need of the hour. And in this context, I'm very glad to inform you that the Department of Science and Technology, DST, has sanctioned Technology Enabling Center to University. I'm very happy to tell you that probably this is one among the 6 centers in the country to get the Technology Enabling Center. Is a new concept. According to me, this center and the Atal Incubation Center, and the new Technology Enabling Center of University will collaborate well and do very coordinated work. With the launching of the Atal Incubation Center, NITTE will have full chain of institutions required for technology development, starting from academic research, innovation, and ideation, which in the enabling environment of new tech, which the university has got, can become a technology that can incubate at Atal Incubation Center, and ultimately it will end up as an entrepreneurship or new industry firm, and it will help the community in creating jobs. I assure that all the industries, entrepreneurs of this part of the world will be benefited by this Atal Incubation Center, and NITTE University would open its doors and support them through our new tech, which is there in Mangalore, and our all facilities will be made available for the entrepreneurs and the people who are looking for startup projects in this part of the world. I wish great success to all your endeavors. I hope Atal Incubation Center, under the guidance of AP Achar as the CEO, will do extremely well, and it will serve the purpose for which has been given permission by our Atal Mission and Incubation, Atal Innovation projects given by the Government of India. I hope it will become one of the world's best incubation center, and it will do a great job in providing jobs to the deprived community of the country. Wish you all the best. May God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So we now have close to 5,800 audience, including the Facebook Live, the YouTube Live, and Insta Live, and the Zoom. So thanks everyone for joining, and thanks everyone for listening in. We now have our next keynote speaker, who is also one of the very famous speakers of the country. He's also extremely good friend of mine, someone that I enjoy collaborating with all the time, Mr. Avelo Roy. He is the managing director of Kolkata Ventures, an entrepreneur par excellence, and someone who has mentored hundreds of startups to get into the big boys league. So we are very happy to have him talk to us today. We are also privileged that end of this month we will be doing a workshop with Avelo Roy for all the startups that are incubated in NITTE and the ones that we are going to onboard today. And the dates of these events will be announced shortly. So without any further delay, thank you so much, Avelo, for joining, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Raghav, for inviting me. And my gratitude to NITTE CEO as well as all the dignitaries present today for having me over. So I'll not speak for too long because we are anyway running late, so I'll keep it short and simple. So I have my entrepreneurship journey started as a student entrepreneur when I was 19 years old at the Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago. And so I really appreciate student entrepreneurship and when colleges support, because that has been a new thing in India, and it's been absolutely amazing in terms of job creation. When today we see with COVID-19, big corporations are laying off people. Startups are actually hiring. I was just being interviewed by a podcast a few days ago, and they said, how come Kolkata venture startups are all hiring, even though big companies are firing? I'm like, that's what the beauty of startups and digital India and startup India is, that the old is being kind of cleaned away and the new is coming in. So COVID is actually an opportunity for those who see it that way. I'm an entrepreneur, and we entrepreneurs tend to be a little bit more optimistic than most people. So a lot of our startups have actually grown 300%, 400%. One startup has grown 1700% during this lockdown period. So it's a very, very amazing opportunity for young people to actually compete, or rather be seen, given big companies are shut down due to the lockdown and things like that. So my first startup started in a recession also in 2009. And it was again, when everybody else thought nobody's investing, situation is bad, oh, let's go get a job. Me and my co-founder decided, no, we will never get a job. Let's just keep going. And no matter what it takes, without money, almost being homeless, we kept on going. And at the right time, we got our funding, we got our patents taken care of. The currency of relationship is what matters. So for all the students that are listening today, I'll tell you one thing. I get hundreds of mails every day, people saying, sir, can you give me money? Without money, I cannot start a startup. Let me tell you, that's a myth. When you don't have money, you have the currency of relationship. That means if you ask somebody nicely, they're going to give you something valuable. So this might cost $1.5 lakh, right? But if you have a good relationship, somebody might gift you this. So that's what I did when I was starting out and I had no money as a 19-year-old. My patent attorney filed for my patent, $18,000, right? It all cost for US, UK, and Japan. And he said, I'll do it for you. I was just a week away from graduation. I didn't have the money to pay him. He said, well, I know for a fact you'll pay me back. And that patent attorney has made $500,000 from me, just from referrals over the last 10, 15 years. Why? Because I'm grateful for what he did to me. And this is called the currency of relationship. Today, people are willing to help you because you're a student, you're a young entrepreneur, and you have something that inspires other people, right? So an entrepreneur is not just a manager, but also a leader. He has the ability to bring in other people. I was helping President Obama with Startup America. And at that time, Obama was pushing us to go to schools and colleges to create job creators. And one school, high school actually, where I went to speak about entrepreneurship, they gifted me a little plaque. And it says, entrepreneur, cannot spell it, be one and hire someone who can. Entrepreneur, cannot spell it, be one and hire someone who can. So that's the simplest definition of entrepreneurship that I've ever seen, is you don't have to know everything for everything. You have to just have a vision. You have to know one or two good things that God has gifted you, one or two skills that you have. And for the rest, you get a team together, a founding team together, who know what you don't know, and you know what they don't know. And together you solve a problem that is dire enough that the market is willing to pay for, even if the solution is imperfect. That means if you have something that's 70% there and people have a dire need for it, like during COVID-19, delivery of groceries, senior citizens care, right? A lot of things are in dire need, and people don't care if it is perfect or not. They just want to survive. If you're in that business, you're going to grow in leaps and bounds. Just to give you an example, one of our incubated startups, they're the largest last mile delivery company in Sikkim. And they were delivering food and groceries initially. Then the Sikkim government shut down and they said only most essentials are allowed. So they switched to essentials, medicines and other things. And they have grown in leaps and bounds again in the whole state of Sikkim because they pivoted with the changing demands, right? And now they're doing the same thing in Patna, and they're going to come to Calcutta also. They're expanding in COVID-19 time during lockdown. Why? Because they've aligned themselves with the problem. So if you're an entrepreneur, don't worry about, I have this idea and I really like it. Your liking it is less important. What is more important is what the market wants. Figure out the market demand, figure out the market problem, and align your solution with the market problem. Do your market research. Start small. This is my mantra for you. Carefully listen to this. Start small, grow slow, make your mistakes, don't repeat them. And then when you have figured it out, then grow really, really fast with investors' money. That's where investors come in. When you have validated it, that yes, this is a repeatable, scalable business model, that's when you come to an investor and you say, look, I'm not here as a beggar. I'm here to leverage. I'm here to negotiate. I'm here to have you as a partner, not just your money, but also your contacts. I have this to give you. I'm here to help you grow your money. And with me, you'll grow your money, and I need you to grow my business. So it's an investor-entrepreneur relationship is that of a partnership. It's not a boss and employee kind of relationship. It's that of a partnership. So you have to understand that investor needs you as much as you need an investor, right? But when can you go to an investor? When you're ready to show the investor, look, without you also I can grow, but slowly. With you, I can grow much faster. And that's the value you put in. And the value I put in is I have a business model that is already validated. If you were to do it, it will take you 10 months. If you become my partner, together I have the team, I have the resources, and you have the money, and let's do it together, right? That's your pitch to an investor. An investor is looking for somebody who will not come with a begging bowl, but somebody who will become their partner to help them grow, who has intelligence to figure out, to negotiate, to leverage their contacts, their skills, and their connections. So that's the basic, principle. And I'm really encouraging all of you, especially students out there, because there has never been a better time to build a business than now. Because India is under a great leadership. Atal Incubation Centres didn't exist when I was building my entrepreneurship journey. That's why I had to go to America to build my businesses. You are very fortunate. I am in mentor in 3 Atal Incubation Centres. And I tell you, each one of them has created amazing startups that are making so much job creation, so much revenue, and the whole area grows because of Atal Incubation Centre. I have seen this for the last 3 years. So I know that this is a great gift from the government that you have access to. Take full advantage of it. Atal Incubation Centre is like a magnet. It brings in investors, brings in resourceful people, brings in entrepreneurs, gives hope to all of you who are dreaming out there in Mangalore that, you know what, maybe I could also be somebody like Ambani someday, right? So this is your opportunity. God has sent you a gift called Atal Incubation Centre. I'm so grateful to all of you wonderful people, Mr. Bhandari, Mr. Hegde, and all the wonderful people, Raghav especially, for spearheading the whole effort, right? That you made this opportunity possible, because trust me when I say it, it's going to transform lives. It's going to transform not only the lives of the entrepreneurs, but also the people around them. I was in a talk with Times of India, and I asked them, you were one of the most earliest investors in Flipkart. Did you make a lot of money from Flipkart? They said, look, Flipkart, we didn't make a lot of money, but there were 300 plus startups that were built around Flipkart. And we made tremendous amount of money from all those 300 startups, right? So that's what happens. If there's one success story, it leads to so many other success stories around them. It transforms lives of people, employees, and whatnot, right? So what you need to understand is this is not just another government initiative. This is a place where dreams become reality, where theory becomes practical, where your education becomes revenue, right? That's what Atal Incubation Centre is. So my dear brothers and sisters out there who are watching this, I urge you, don't waste away your youth just watching Netflix and watching other people, TikTok comedy. Of course, TikTok's gone now. But We have geo internet in the remotest places in India. And unfortunately, a lot of us are just playing video games and watching comedy shows. There's so much more you can do, and India's future lies on your hand. So if you take the initiative and you do even this much, that's how much you've pushed India forward. With all these other, countries trying to put us down and trying to hurt us and harm us, we need to be strong from within. When we were banning these Chinese apps, one of the news reporters from China said, at least we have enough products that you can ban. What do you have that we can ban? Nothing. And one of our entrepreneurs from India, he said, well, we take it up as a challenge, and we will use this as a leverage to grow India. And that's what China did. If you look at them, they didn't let Facebook enter, they didn't let Google enter, they didn't let WhatsApp enter. They created their own ecosystem of these products. And those products actually are better than the Facebooks, Googles, and WhatsApp of the world. WeChat is far better than a WhatsApp. WeChat, you can call a cab, you can pay with WeChat, you can call you can get emergency services. It's everything. Right? So it has done tremendously. And India is the leader in IT revolution. We missed the industrial revolution, but the IT revolution, we have absolutely gotten it by the neck, and we are the leaders for it. So nobody can do IT better than us. And tomorrow, now you have to look at, as an entrepreneur, to look at the future. What's coming up? Okay, COVID-19 is unexpected, but it happened. But tomorrow there's going to be 5G technology, automated cars, everything. There's extended reality. That means teleporting is a possibility. Teleporting, not like physically you move to another place, but teleporting in the sense that you will be having this kind of conference where 3D version of you will be present, right? In Zoom, we're just seeing the video. I was just talking to my American partner. He was saying, well, 3D, we just tested extended reality, and it's beautiful. It feels like you're literally in a conference room with everybody sitting there as if, people from all over the world. And it works so beautifully with 5G technology. So 5G is coming. Are you ready for it? What is going to be your innovation? That is not possible today, but going to be possible in 10 to 12 months when 5G comes in. Are you ready for it? Think about the future, how the policies are going to change. Get connected with your professors, get connected with policymakers. Atal Incubation Centre allows you to connect with NITI Aayog, right? So you can predict the future. An entrepreneur or a leader who can predict the future can capitalize on the opportunities of the future. And that's where you make the money. That's why you become a legend. That's why you live the life of the 1% who define the future of India. Some of you might know that I come from the family of Sarojini Naidu. And she, 100 years ago, was a revolutionary. I've always been so proud looking up to her that as a woman, right, she not only did her education, she married the person she wanted, even though it was outside her caste and outside her region. She was rejected by her family. Many people don't know this. Sarojini Naidu was rejected by my family, including my grandmother would never let me talk about her. She passed away in 2015. And after that, I have been talking about Sarojini Naidu because to me, she has always been an inspiration, right? But Sarojini Naidu was the first lady governor, drafted the constitution, and that's why she's a legend. So today, as a student, you might think, oh, I don't have this and I don't have that and I'm a nobody. But if you take the steps that a nobody should not take, right, then you become a legend. Then people are like, wow, who's this guy? He's daring, let me help him. If you're timid and you're weak, everybody's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, you're a student. But if you're a daring person and you do something that is beyond your ability, then you know what? You might reach the stars. So I'm not here to give you a hollow motivation. I'm here to tell you, I am here for you. As a mentor, as an elder brother, I'm here for you. There's any way I can help you make your dream come reality through Atal Incubation Centre, NITTE. I am happy to be of service as elder brother. I'm the only person in this world with the name Avello Roy. So connect with me on LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you want. I have a gift for all of you. If you go to youtube.com/AvelloRoy. I have a whole startup list, 200 videos on how to build a startup from zero money, zero coding, and get to revenue in 30 days. So there are all these videos that are freely available just for you. Go watch them. They're 1 to 2 minutes long, each one, right? Go watch them. They will help you get started tonight. Don't wait for tomorrow. Get started tonight. Start, and in the next 30 days, by the time we have the workshop that Raghav was talking about, I want to hear that some of you are already making revenue. All right. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be associated with NITTE Atal Incubation Centre.
Thank you so much, Avelo. It's always such a nice thing to hear you speak and inspire all these young entrepreneurs and startups. So thanks a lot, and we will continue to seek your guidance and help. Avelo will be officially the mentor for AIC NITTE, and we will make sure his slots are available. His calendar is published well in advance, and you can book it and have a one-on-one interaction with him. Thank you so much, Avelo. Thanks a lot. Can we go back to the slides? So I think we have partnership announcements and then the mentors onboarding. All right, so these are the partnerships that we are announcing. So keeping in, just to make sure that we don't overstretch, because we have a lot of people that we have lined up from different parts of the world as speakers. I just want to make sure I will tell one sentence each about each of these technology partnerships, and then we move on to the next section. So the first technology partner that we have tied up with is AIC NITTE and Google. We will be working with Google innovation team and also the Google Cloud team in bringing a lot of these cloud credits and a lot of these innovation from the Google Labs straight to AIC NITTE. That's number one. Next, please. We have Evolutis Corp from Chicago, Illinois, and AIC NITTE partnered together. Evolutis has application performance monitoring platform called Test Luas, and we will be using that platform to make it freely available for all the startups and the entrepreneurs that are incubated in AIC NITTE. We have Matilda Cloud. Matilda Cloud is a product that helps startups, that helps enterprises migrate to cloud and optimize on the cloud. We have a agreement and MOU tied up with Matilda Cloud, and they will be our in-house resident cloud computing partners. Next. Innovation partners. We have tied up with some of the innovation partners. We are tied up with Triangulum Labs, a Seattle-based startup accelerator firm. The companies that are incubated in AIC NITTE that wants foot in the door and access in US, Seattle, will be having access through that from Triangulum Labs. We have a tie-up with BC Tech Association. We saw Edward's email as well. They will be helping us for all the organizations that would need access to Canada and that would need access to innovation from Canada. We have tie-up with SmartBridge. SmartBridge is a platform that helps and enables students and entrepreneurs get access to opportunities globally. And AIC NITTE is happy to tie up with SmartBridge. This is first time in the history that American Association of Digital Transformation has endorsed India-based incubation center. AIC NITTE is the India's first and only incubation center to have the recognition from the American Association of Digital Transformation. So all the companies and startups and entrepreneurs in the space of digital transformation who would want an entry into US market or who would want to tie up with these large enterprises in the United States will have a gateway through AADT. So those were all the innovation partners. We have two venture capital partners who will be guiding us, who will be investing in these startups, who will be looking at how to help and scale these startups. The first one obviously is Kolkata Ventures. We just heard Avelo Roy, the managing director of Kolkata Ventures, talk to us. So Kolkata Ventures will be your option if you want to run your ideas, if you want to raise your growth capital. We also have AI Capital, Asia Inc. 500 Capital, a Malaysian-based venture capital, also the media partner for this event. They will be investing in growth fund. So any startup in the AIC NITTE Incubation Center that get rising upwards of 5 crores can approach AI Capital. We will be happy to facilitate that. One last thing, very happy to let you know that Asia Inc. 500 is the official media partner, not just for this event, but for all the upcoming events. And we look forward for a great partnership with AIC NITTE. All right. So those were a few key announcements that we wanted to make. I can see some questions here. Okay, so whoever wants to access or know the scope of what we are doing and details of the partnership can write to us. We will be happy to send you a draft version of what we have in the roadmap and what we intend to do with all these organizations. Can we go next? Can we come back to onboarding startups a little later? Can we quickly have mentors onboarding? Because I think a lot of mentors have logged in from different parts of the world. Madhua, can you bring up mentors onboarding, please? Thank you so much. We will get started with Mark. Can you directly skip through to Mark because he's been waiting? So we have Mark. Mark has joined us from UK. He's been a industry thought leader. He's been helping and motivating entrepreneurs, CEOs, enterprises across the world to do well and to do better. He's also associated with a lot of universities in UK and all over the world, teaching about entrepreneurship, about growth, about leadership. He has his own unique workshops and formulas where he has helped a lot of leaders to become trailblazers. With that said, I want to hand it over to Mark. Mark, thank you so much for taking time and joining us. I know it might be late for you, but thanks a lot. It means so much for us. Over to you, Mark.
It's an honor to be with you today, and congratulations on the launch of the Incubation Center. You know, they say that ideas, when they're driven with passion and persistence, and when they meet the right ears, things move forward. So as Avela said, it's the power of relationships and the team you put around you. And when you solve a problem that is a need in the marketplace, you really make a difference. And I think it's very important to put the right team around you because, you know, if you need people that you can trust, you need people you can delegate decisions. And you need to put them around so that you can move forward and faster, because the power and the speed of your decisions move those forward. And the other thing is that the power of relationships. I don't know if you're aware, but it's an old saying that if you ask for money, you get advice. And if you ask for advice, you get money. So think about that. You know, there's always help around there. But show the energy behind your ideas and people will help you make it happen that way. So I think that's the real power of having an incubation center, is that you're going to meet the right ears and you get the right support around you, and to build the right team, you can make almost anything happen. So thank you very much for having me today. And I wish you a fantastic start. And as Avela said, I wish you success and really get at it in the next 30 days. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Mark. I truly appreciate you taking your time off and joining us here today. And so for all the startups, entrepreneurs, and everybody, we will have the availability calendar and the workshop details with Mark published on the calendar of AIC NITTE Incubation Center. For teams, for large teams that would want to do one-on-one with him, or teams who want to kind of connect with him to get further guidance, his mentorship, you know, as an advisor, as a board member in whatever capacity, you can please reach out to Mark. We will also be sending across his details, his LinkedIn ID and all of that, and you can connect with him. But in terms of workshop,
Raghav will be joining in a minute. He just had a trouble.
So Raghav will be joining us. So let's just continue with the next mentor. I would like to request Rama Iyer, Chief Innovation Officer, T-Hub, to speak a few words. Okay, so can we have, since Rama is not over here, can we have Avilo Roy to speak a few words?
I just gave a keynote, but just letting you know again, reiterating myself that I'm here as a mentor for you guys. It's been wonderful to be associated with all of you, and we had a dire need of technology, as you can see. Somehow our country is still not there yet. We still struggle with connectivity and things like that. So this is quite an opportunity for us. Whenever there's a problem, an entrepreneur sees a solution. So inviting all of you to come up with the solutions, and I'll see you at the workshop coming up in a few days.
Thank you, Avilo Roy. So moving on to the next mentor, I'd like to request Mr. Ram Kiran Dhulipala, Team Leader, Digital and Youth at International Crop Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics to speak a few words. Over to you, Ram.
Yeah, hi. Am I am I audible?
Yes, Ram, yeah.
Yeah, hi. Hey, thanks a lot and hearty congratulations to the entire NITTE team, especially Dr. AP Achar. Good, you know, it's a hard act to follow someone like an Avilora speak. I mean, he's such a charismatic speaker. You know, I'm very glad to be associated as a mentor with this Atal Incubation Center. And as Avilo has rightly put it, I think the incubators, you know, per se, you know, I have a slightly dual role in ICRISAT. ICRISAT is a not-for-profit agriculture research organization. So I am a part researcher and I am a part practitioner, right? So, and as part of my practice, I do engage a lot with agri-tech startups, that is startups that are trying to blend digital technologies with agriculture. While I try to, you know, do work with them, I also take a neutral view and try to observe what are the systemic outcomes that are consequent to some of the work that these agtechs are doing. And it's you know, it's probably fair to only say that incubators don't just spawn enterprises. I think incubators contribute to the regional economic upliftment, right? And especially, you know, considering a country like India, where, you know, I'm sure most of you know that, you know, there is this overarching narrative that agriculture is under severe distress, including the prime minister of this country. You know, he keeps on trying to set this goal that we need to double the income of our farmers by the year 2022, right? If you actually take a neutral look of what is actually happening out there, I think India as a country, we have all the great technological R&D that is needed for us to uplift our agriculture into prosperity. But what we are probably lacking are those institutional mechanisms to basically translate the R&D from universities to the farmers' fields. And that's where I do believe personally, and my research also does lead me to believe that there is a whole lacuna around having an ecosystem of agri-tech entrepreneurs. So my humble submission to, you know, to all the people who are watching this particular event is that agriculture is a great big opportunity in India. And, you know, governments will of course play an important role in agriculture, but I think there is a whole space that is actually you know, available for entrepreneurs to basically, you know, work in this particular space, deliver an important social outcome, that is, you know, help the farmers of this country double their income. But in that process, there is also an opportunity for creating wealth for themselves, right? So with these few words, I would like to sign off, and I'd once again like to congratulate. And as Raghav has been saying, I'm honored to be onboarded as a mentor. Happy to support anybody who is interested in doing AgTech in my own limited way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ram. Next, we have Karuna Mai, Director, Technology at Ministry of International Trade, Government of British Columbia, joining AIC NITTE Incubation Centre as a mentor. Over to you, Karuna.
Thank you, Ramya. Thank you for that. Good morning to all the dignitaries, esteemed guests, fellow mentors, and also the students. As Ramya mentioned, I'm Karuna Malesh. I head the technology sector for the provincial government of British Columbia and India. As many must have been knowing that British Columbia is the westernmost province of Canada. Firstly, I want to congratulate NITTE University for launching Atal Incubation Centre to nurture and grow innovation within the university. Kudos to you. And I also would like to thank Atal Incubation Centre and NITTE Incubation Centre for bestowing on me the status of mentor for the startups. Thank you. In Canada, we strongly believe in building cross-country startup ecosystems to make sure that we bring in the best of talent, cutting-edge technologies, and also innovation to address global challenges. And in the current global crisis, we strongly do believe, And it's also imperative that we come together as a community to solve the challenges the world is facing. Today, Canada and India go long back in terms of association, also in terms of the culture and being Commonwealth nation. We are doing a lot of work jointly. We work very closely with the Department of Science and Technologies, wherein we bring in universities and startups from Canada and make them work closely with the Indian startup ecosystem for co-creation and co-development, primarily addressing the challenges on the ground. And I believe with NITTE University and the students coming into the forefront, I expect to see a lot more collaboration coming our way. Just about myself, in the last 3 years, I've interacted over 350 startups in India across the country. I work closely with 100 plus startups as well in India, wherein we were able to help them connect with Canadian startups for co-creating and co-develop. And these primarily has been on the technology sectors, on the emerging tech, which has been the cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, machine learning, the natural language processing, blockchain, and of course, agri-tech, which has been huge. Another thing that we see a lot of synergies is the clean technology. Canada is known for its clean technology strength, and we anticipate that the current issues and challenges that India has, Canada together can work with the startup ecosystem here to solve those challenges. I'm looking forward to interacting with the students at NITTE Incubation Centre. I hope I'll be able to share my learnings and experience for the ultimate growth and success. I would like to thank AIC once again, and also conclude by saying congratulating and wishing you good luck for all the entrepreneurs. Thank you and stay safe.
Thank you so much, Karuna. Thanks a lot. And I'm sure with all the great learnings that you have in helping all the British Columbia and Canadian companies, I'm sure you'll be able to bring immense value to our startups in India. And we look forward to hosting you in the university campus soon. Thanks a lot. Madhuha, can we go back to the screen share? Great. So, so thank you all the mentors. So all the mentors that you heard today will be associated with the AIC NITTE Incubation Center. We have a lot of other mentors also being onboarded as we speak. And once we have all of them on board, we will open up the calendars and slots. We have, like I said, calendar of events scheduled for this financial year that Dr. Acharya and I will walk you through. But most importantly, if you have to reach out to any one of these, please feel free to drop in a note to Dr. Acharya and us, and we will be happy to connect you with them. All right, that brings us to the next section of today's presentation, onboarding of startups. So what we did is we wanted to handpick. I mean, we got in a lot of applications from startups that were interested to work with AIC NITTE. But having said that, in partnership with NITI Aayog and the Atal Incubation Centres and Atal Incubation Mission has a very strict guidelines on what kind of startups do we onboard. So here are some handpicked startups that we have onboarded, and we will be kind of working with, and we will continue to source and bring in more and more meaningful startups on board. Praveen, if you're on the call, I would like to quickly walk us through your startup, please. I would request each startup entrepreneur to spend in a minute or two to quickly talk about what your startup does, and then move on to the next one. Praveen, you there? All right, so Unmiti is the first startup, a startup that has a product called Empro, and they have been working with a lot of large, farmer and agri-tech sector. They have been helping them. This organization has been working with the likes of United Nations, ICRISAT, and a lot of reputed organizations in helping farmers and farm community. We are happy to onboard them. This is their first time India presence, and they will be incubated in AIC NITTE. Next. Olacart is a healthy food and organic food.
Hello, Raghu. I was not able to talk earlier.
Sorry, Praveen. Yeah, go ahead.
That's okay. So, I mean, if you have a minute, I can talk about my experience.
Please go ahead, Praveen. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Raghav, and thank you, NITTE, for incubating us. And so my name is Praveen Kuruganti. I'm the co-founder of Unniti. So basically, we created a product called MPro, which is a co-developed platform we developed in partnership with ICRISAT. It's a holistic platform which can collect the data from the ground and visualize and analyze the data and give you insights of what is going on in the projects. Which the insights are not just the pie charts or the bar charts. It's more of an actionable insight of like what is happening on the project, and it gives you a complete control of the project. So I'll introduce my platform at some point later, but I would like to stress on the journey we had. So we started a year back where we had a base product, but we don't have any direction of how to use, and we don't know the use cases. That's where ICRISAT helped us to streamline the project. So thanks to Ram Dulipala and Satish Nagaraji, who streamlined our product, which is now used across 9 countries, tracking about 1 million farmers. So thanks to them. So that's a short introduction of our startup. So sorry, Raghav, I couldn't connect the audio earlier. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Praveen. Thank you so much. Very insightful. So I would request all the startups to quickly introduce themselves and keep going. So that, yeah. Do we have team from the Ola cart?
Yeah, Raghav. Thanks a lot.
Perfect.
Yeah. So Ola cart is we've been talking about agri-tech and also farmers a lot in this meeting, and I would like to actually share a deep insight. So there is a major missing between the end consumer and also farmer that we are looking at, and the only bridge that we are building is the kirana. So we are trying to connect these kiranas and short businesses with the farmers to actually leverage farmers in terms of their prices. So the end consumer get benefited and also the farmer gets benefited. So we build a platform where farmers can actually pick where they want to sell with these kiranas, and also these kiranas will have a wide range of services like delivery, home delivery, etc. That are given free by the YOLO card. So it's a one-stop solution for farmers to sell their products with kiranas and local businesses. Yeah, thanks a lot, Raghav. That's it.
Thank you. Next startup.
Hello everyone. This is Shiva Raula, who is the executive member of Avasyu Tech. Avasyu Tech is based out of Telangana, works for student community of India, and to bring out the innate capabilities, Avasyu Tech works for the innate capabilities of the students. Every student has a natural differentiator or innate capabilities, but these days, because of some societal pressures, parent pressures, etc., students' right decision making is affected. So they are opting to other courseworks or other jobs where their skill set is mismatched. There we can see sacking. They are sacked from the companies in just 6 months, and we can't see any sort of productivity. So Avasyu Tech is trying to build a platform where all the people, where all the student innate capabilities can be nurtured. From there, we'll be trying to engage those students to that innate capability, and after that, we try to give some internships and mentorships. Will place them according to their innate capabilities, where we can see much performance and productivity. And if we consider other product and services of Avasyu Tech, we can see that we are trying to give our product to placement offices, where the placement officer can closely watch where the students are lacking and what are the student capabilities. From there, we'll be giving the person to person analysis, where each student can develop their skill, and they can be joined the company where the skill set is matched. By this, productivity and performance of the employee is also improved. Now we are testing our platform in our obtainable market, where 20 to 25,000 potential is there in that market. Now after this, we are moving to addressable market. I want to sincerely thank NITTE for incubating us, and Vagdev Incubation and the Business Accelerator for where we are. Thank you so much. Thank you, Raghav, for giving this golden opportunity.
All right, thank you. Next startup.
Hey, Raghav, 1 second. So we also have Rama here. Just wanted to let you know.
Hey, Rama has come.
Yes.
Hey guys.
So, can you bring up his slide, please? So I'm sure Rama Iyer needs no introduction, an extremely good friend of mine, someone that I look up to. Rama Iyer is champion of the whole startup community in India, works very closely with NITI Aayog, the CIO and the founding team member of T-Hub, and someone who has personally helped me scale my startup and become a successful entrepreneur and have a great exit. So it's such an honor to have you, Rama, and we are privileged to bring you on board as a mentor for AIC NITTE. Thank you, Rama. Thanks for taking time.
Thank you, guys. I think appreciate and pretty happy to be here. I think Padmanabhan ji has done a phenomenal work on this count, and I wish NITTE all the success. And I think I kind of joined in earlier, was also listening in of what Ramanan sir had to tell. And I think this the number of incubators that has been created by NITI, by DST, by METI, some of whom I advise closely in terms of what India needs to do in terms of and why this is so important. I had to kind of jump out of a call with World Bank in Washington DC, where I was giving them some inputs. So sorry for that. And I think it's a great that an institution like NITTE, which is very popular and very well known and commands a high degree of respect in the educational space, is doing something of this order and magnitude. Having an incubator in place is a big step, and I see there are people like you, Avelo, who are helping getting associated with this, and I'm sure this is going to stand out as one of the top incubators in the country. So pretty excited to be here, and I'm happy to kind of offer help, advice wherever I'm able to in any small way. And I wish you guys all the success for some of the startups who are coming in and pitching today. And please reach out to me if there is anything that you guys need. Like, don't hesitate. And I think give it your best. There is nothing that is impossible. And I think with COVID and everything, there are challenges, but I think there is nothing which is unsurmountable. And we need a lot of youngsters to really come out all guns blazing. And Raghav is there, Avelo, myself, and the entire NITTE AIC will also be there with their resources to ensure that all your ideas become uber successful, and you kind of do a lot of proud for NITTE, for Atal Innovation, and for the country. So thank you, guys, and please continue. Sorry for disrupting the order.
Rama, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. We will come back to you, Rama, for your guidance.
Sure.
All right, the next startup.
Yeah, hi. Myself, Sai Krishna, co-founder of BlockDocs. BlockDocs is a blockchain power certificate and credential management system. Okay, why this blockchain certification came into existence? Let me just take you through a quick example. So looking at the current education system, there are several cases reported on the certificate and credential documents being forged, okay, with which like many talented are being surpassed. So on the other side, there are also many fake universities which are issuing the diploma and the degree certificates, which with which the student losing their valuable time, efforts, and money. Okay, many opportunities also with wherein the certificates, when tried to being verified, then the university doesn't exist at all. So looking at this challenges, okay, this is only a part looking at the education system. Likewise, we have such challenges in many other sectors, wherein based on this, like a BlockDocs can provide a solution to all such challenges. So BlockDocs is built to issue diploma certificates, certificate of qualification, product warranty, offer letters, relieving letters. It is useful to all different kind of sectors wherever important documents, okay, can be digitalized. So it is also useful at the financial industries, etc. So it allows you to create, issue, view, verify, and revoke the blockchain-based certificates. So credentials are registered on our blockchain network, which are cryptographically signed, which are tamper-proof, and we can also share to the respective people whom we want. So this is what our product is based on. So this is a quick intro from my end. That's all. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Great, thank you. Next startup.
Hello everyone, I'm Prateek Wangari from Box IT Private Limited. We are a technology-based waste management startup started with an intention to achieve 100% sources segregation and make the India a clean and sustainable country. We are digitizing the informal waste management sector of the country and want to use the data to develop a foolproof and highly efficient waste management system across India. Started as a waste management company, we are integrating many other utility-related services for the citizens and are planning to make urban as well as the rural India digital. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Next.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you to Atal and NITTE Incubation Centres for giving us this opportunity here. This is Madhu Naik and Kupam, and together with Pranav Tej, we are the founding team of Vibrant Finance, an early stage stealth mode blockchain company on a mission to expedite the evolution and global adoption of a safe, decentralized finance ecosystem. So our startup Vibrant Finance develops products to bridge the gap between traditional and decentralized finance, also known as DeFi. With DeFi technology, we're able to bring cheaper, faster, more secure, and more accessible solutions to mainstream users than has been achieved by traditional models of financial services. So product suite features about 6 applications designed to build and sustain a DeFi ecosystem. Our first product, a fiat to digital asset ramp, is nearing a soft launch next week. This will soon be followed by a mobile app-based non-custodial digital wallet. Both these products are designed to ease newcomers into the world of digital assets and to help them manage and grow their holdings. We've created a native digital token called Wi-Fi, short for Vibrant Finance, that will power services like fast and cheap money transfer, Forex cash transactions, and peer-to-peer lending, all of which are further downstream in our product roadmap. So in addition to these products, we will also be exposing our proprietary technology as solution SDKs for the DeFi community at large to leverage and build out their own products for their own customers and thereby help accelerate the DeFi revolution. So our target market is global, and our goal is to make financial services accessible to everyone, including underbanked communities and emerging economies. Thank you very much.
Very interesting. Thank you. Next startup, please.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulate the NITTE team and the dignitaries having the incubation center started today. And I appreciate everyone welcoming us as a small startups to get nurtured and grow together. And we at ViverLex have been trying to move forward with the cutting edge technologies, giving what we can to the industry as a whole. Especially we tried pushing the automation as a bigger piece to move forward with, and we try to provide the solutions in the automation space wherever it is needed, especially in the pandemic season like this. We have definitely grew well with the opportunities which we have come across in the recent past, and we are doing reasonably better and better day by day. And at the same time, we were able to do a better job in the academia to the job creation or the job employable teams we could make across India. And we were fortunate so far, close to 10,000 people from the student community. We were able to nurture them and get them going into the corporate. And we were lucky to be there to
extend a helping hand there. So predominantly we were trying to help wherever we can with the technologies, what is being adopted by the industry, and passing on to the educational community in the academia, and we're trying to leverage best of the opportunities and move forward. And we call ourselves look forward in the quality space, at the same time in the testing as our predominant business. Thank you for the opportunity. Wish everybody a grand success.
Thank you. Thank you. App go live.
Hey, this is Shashi. Thanks, Raghav. So App Go Live is it's a technology company, I would say, where people will have their own ideas and they don't know. Most of the people will have their ideas, but they're like handicapped to get their ideas to be executed or go to live. So App Go Live, as its name says, we are going to help the ideators to grow their apps to go live. So most of the startups or ideators, they don't know where to go to solve their tech piece, meaning that they have a great idea, but they would have done a lot of research, and they saw a lot of pieces, but they don't know where to go. So they want to validate their idea, and they want to see what is the traction in the market with the small segment users. So before we go, they want to see how the idea exactly looks like. So AppGo Live is a company where it specifically targets to create MVPs and make it to the prototyping stage to full-fledged solution where they can ideas can be shown on live. And this is a whole cycle we will be solving. It is not like any services company, I would say, because services will do only specific parts of it. But from the ideation phase to discussing the things and getting the requirements done and making the idea to the MVP 1, MVP 2 to the productization stage. So then probably the companies can go for the funding with the minimal amount of the user base, whatever they have. So we are focused on tech stack, very specific, and want to solve the problems of the ideators and want to see them live as soon as in the shortest period they want with whatever the very minimal seed funding they have. So that's about App Go Live. Yeah. So the tagline says, we're trying to bring the life to your ideas. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Do we have someone?
Yeah. Hi everyone, this is Vishwanath. I'm from avionics. So we are especially a electric vehicle mobility company where we specialize in drivetrains, and our major USP is to bring in more miles, either on the lithium ion or hydrogen cell, which will be the future. So no matter whatever would be, we would be actually working on this high performance drivetrains, especially for commercial vehicles. So we have been researching on low cost and effective, model for intra-city logistics. As the research is still ongoing for larger distances, this is a space where, we are all looking forward with 2030 as a, target of our country to actually get completely electrified. And globally, this has been one of the major areas where it is being researched upon, and then going through alternate and sustainable sources of mobility. So especially we are working on lightweight commercial vehicles at this moment, and it's not personal vehicles. We have already launched our product in Gurgaon, one of the distributor is using the electric vehicles to transport his FMCG goods. As well, we are also now expanding in Bangalore to start with a couple of other distributors as well. We are bringing in more models, for the general mobility, for especially the delivery logistics. So this is the focus area which we are having. So we are based out of Bangalore. So with that, any questions or anything about this, please reach out to me. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Do we have?
Hi, Raghav, may I start?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. This is Nishtha Rohatgi, and I'm founder of Let's Talk. So Let's Talk is basically a multiplayer language learning game, English language learning game, where you can invite your friends and you can do a different role-play games and interact in English with your friends in a system-controlled environment. So Let's Talk offers you, real-time feedback, the way you are speaking, the way you are using your words, and it provides you interactivity and also offers you a safe environment where without any hesitation, you can converse and you can get real-time feedback. So, here we have different role plays, and under different scenarios, you will be prompted to play the game. And English language learning is very important, and as we have understood in our market research, because it has become a default language for collaboration. And if we look at the market size of this opportunity, then as per All India Research of Higher Education, about 37.4 million students register for higher education every year. And 60% of those students come from the rural areas and 40% of those students come from urban areas. As per a survey by Oxford and CIME, about 12% of urban population or urban students can speak good English, and about 3% of rural students can speak good English. So that presents a huge opportunity and requirement in front of us to provide a product that solves this problem. And if we translate this opportunity in the revenue numbers, that comes to about $6 billion in India and more than $30 billion globally. Now, coming to all the research that we have done, we have spoken to many students, HR heads, employees who have just joined the industry, and we tried to understand their pain point. All of them mentioned that at some point of time they can understand English, but they definitely want to improve their communication skills. They use so many free sources available in the market, like movies, articles, some of the free applications, but none of those things provide them complete comprehensive approach where they can actually go back and learn. And another thing that we have learned in this research, that language learning, whether we have acquired our native language or we acquired English, it's an interactive process. None of the resources available in the market provide that interactivity. And to give you an example, because this community support and interactivity is important in the English language learning, that is how communities like Toastmasters are doing so well. So our application inculcate these points. And right now we are at the stage of developing it ready for the next level of product development. And if I speak a little bit about the business model that we are envisaging and that we have discussed with various people. So people are looking for free resources. In India, we don't like to pay for the applications. And that is how we have decided to keep this absolutely free for our learners. And, free, but there has to be a revenue. So then the simple thing comes to our mind is advertising. But if you look at the video ads, which interrupts the user journey, are very irritating user ads, and these are very irritating ads and intrusive. So as I said in the beginning, that we are going to have a role play based model. To give you an example, if there is a role play when a user is at the airport and user has to interact in different situations, okay, what is the flight schedule, if I want any kind of support, and how would I interact? And in that role play, I can embed a brand easily, where the brand will become the part of this entire content, so we can embed Indigo very easily, where user will see some of the banners, logo, and maybe at the end of the role play, user even might have a digital boarding pass of Indigo, which can be associated with some real world awards. So we are not only trying to innovate the learning model, wherein we are giving this online interactivity and the community support to the user to learn the language, but we are also innovating our business model, where it is absolutely free for the user, and brands are getting meaningful user engagement, and to the absolute target market, which is the youth. So that's a little bit about Let's Talk. And if you have more questions, I would love to hear your feedback and would love to answer your questions. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you. I think we have one more entrepreneur from World Nest. Not sure if we have that in the presentation, but if we have the founder and the CEO and the entrepreneur, we would love to hear from him. Do we have someone from World Nest? Okay, no problem. So Madhu, are we done with the startups?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we also have a few more dignitaries that we wanted them to address the startups, the entrepreneurs, and the ecosystem today on the call. So we have Dr. Niranjan, principal of NMAMIT, and we would request him to quickly address the startups and the teams in the ecosystem. Dr. Niranjan?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, and at the outset, I wish to thank Atal Innovation Mission, NITI Aayog, Government of India, for granting the Atal Incubation Centre to NITTE. I, being the principal of NMAM Institute of Technology, NITTE, which is a partner of Atal Incubation Centre, NITTE, wish that the center will come up to the expectations of all and do all that is needed to foster the sense of entrepreneurship in this particular region. Our institute, that is NMAM Institute of Technology, started in the year 1986, has about 4,000 plus students as of date, and we offer engineering, both undergraduate, postgraduate, and management education. And we have been promoting the entrepreneurial culture amongst our students and the interested youth in the vicinity from quite some years. We conduct every year a 3-day entrepreneurship awareness program for all our final year students. We conduct month-long EDPs, that is entrepreneurship development programs in different vocational areas for the needy youth of this particular region. We have a very active new age incubation network at the institute, started in the year 2014, through which the selected good engineering projects are taken to the prototype stage. Already 10 plus startups have come out of this particular initiative and from our institute, and a couple of patents also have been applied. And the institution has very experienced and qualified professors who can even mentor the startups and see that results get transformed from lab to land. And very recently, government of Karnataka has announced their proposal of setting up of food park ecosystem near to our village, that is NITTE, and we see a lot of opportunity thus locally also. And with this Atal Incubation Centre, which is spread across a space of 10,000 square foot as of now, we will have startup entrepreneurs being present next to our campus, and all our students will get immensely benefited by this. The interested and capable students will get internship opportunities in these centers, and already a few faculty members of our institute have got into this entrepreneurial mode and have started with their enterprise under Atal Incubation Centre. So finally, I wish to thank wholeheartedly the President of NITTE Education Trust and Chancellor of NITTE deemed to be University, Sri Vinaya Hegde, for all his guidance and support. Our thanks are due to Sri Mr. Vishal Hegde, the trustee of NITTE Education Trust, and Mr. Rajendra, Finance Director of NITTE Education Trust, and Professor Bhandari, Vice Chancellor of NITTE University. Special mention of thanks to Sri A.P. Achar, the CEO of Atal Incubation Centre NITTE, for giving me this opportunity to speak on this particular occasion. Wishing everyone associated with this center all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. So a quick correction. I see this is being streamed in Udaya Varte. The person who just spoke is Dr. Niranjan Chiplankar, principal of NMAMIT. He is not Ananta Padmanabh. So Dr. Ananta Padmanabh has logged in, but the speaker was Dr. Niranjan. Now we next have Dr. K. Sankaran, Director and KS Secretary Institute of Management. He'll be addressing the startup and the incubation partners. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. And I was just so encouraged and delighted to hear all the things that's going on here and the kind of ecosystem that's emerging in our country. I've seen this in other parts of the world. Now it's coming into India. And being able to do all this in the midst of the democracy that we have, the kind of diversity we have, it's just amazing. And I think things are just coming together. This is a great opportunity. And I just want to say one thing as an academic. I've been an academic last 15 odd years after having been in industry for some time. And it's not really great to be in academia because everybody blames academia for the kind of misses that we have in our country very often. But these are very, very good opportune moment for academics, especially with the national education policy having been approved by the cabinet in India just last week. So it's essentially trying to create an ecosystem where individuals with inclination towards entrepreneurship would have an opportunity, whether it's in the field of economic entrepreneurship or social entrepreneurship or cultural entrepreneurship. So there's a lot that is there in the new education policy that I think is heartening for all the academics who are over here on this talk today, on this conference today. I think about 5,000 people are listening, and I'm sure there are many people who are in the academic world who are now actually tasked with skills that should be imparted to youngsters so that they become entrepreneurial or intrapreneurial in whatever field they're going to be, whether it's in the corporate world, the non-profit, the government, etc., etc. So my humble advice to those people who are in the academic world is to actually come out of our, the traditional mindset where we only emphasize probably cognitive abilities. We emphasize too much of evaluation. We need to go into assessment mode. We need to have several dimensions of human abilities which need to be fostered today. We need to have collaboration with students. We need to learn from them. We need to have reverse mentoring and so on. And I think when we do all those things, I'm sure some of the things that Dr. Chiplankar talked about in terms of what we have already done and what we have been trying to do will get even further enhanced, not just in this institute, but all over the country. And then we will have, I think in the long run, we will be able to reduce even cost of education dramatically with all the kind of things that we have today, technology that is available. And then, we have to take care of sustainability. There are very, very major issues that, we have to really support. And for that, we need to really be networked with different sections of society. And one of the most important sector would be the startup ecosystem. And I really thank, all the people who came over here and talked, my management, my colleagues, my students, everybody who is making this a very, very exciting time, not just for me, but all my colleagues, my students, my management, and I really congratulate all the people over here. I'm particularly heartened to see Dr. Acharya, who is a colleague of mine, who's doing such wonderful work in terms of networking and making all these things possible. And I think we are extremely committed to developing the local area and kind of going beyond the boundaries of the academy and doing something really, really significant so that we all can grow together and in a delightful and harmonious fashion. So thank you very much. This is wonderful for youngsters to be where they are today. And Jai Hind, And with due respects to everybody, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you so much. And I'm sure all the startups and entrepreneurs will get great guidance. We have one last startup that kind of missed last time. We have the founder of WorldNest, Srinath, to quickly talk.
Yeah. Hi, Raghav. Can everybody listen to me? Like,
yes.
I'm audible? Yes. Okay. Yeah. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Acharya for introducing me to the NITTE, and today it's such a wonderful occasion. We had the grand virtual inauguration of the Atal Innovation NITTE, and I've been listening all through the day, Raghav and Mr. Ramanan. It's been fabulous. So let me just quickly tell the audience here. I think we have more than 5,000 plus people here. There are NITTE students, media, and stuff like that. So WorldNest is a company which we are, we are re-engineering the pre-cooked foods. So the question to ask is, how many of you had your morning idli today? Right? So idli is such a popular food. So what we have done is we have re-engineered and reimagined the pre-cooked food. We are making it available for students, especially people on the go. The food is we use a technology where the food is made available anywhere or anytime to go. And we had our launch pad at IIM Bangalore. And as a NITI Aayog person, Mr. Ramanan was mentioning, it's an impact organization. What we want to do is we want to eliminate malnutrition from the country and the world. That's what we plan to do so. We also want to bring convenience to the urban students and working population. Plus, we are largely going to impact the farmers because we want to double their income, and we have a lot of technologies and ideas around that. So currently, WorldNest, we are a POC, like we have done the product, we have got the proof of concept, and we've got the pilots at the market. We want to start the small volume production. And I'm very happy to say that NITI Aayog mission, as well as NITTE, whatever the things of mentors and stuff like that, and I'm sure it's going to be benefit us as an organization. And then really look forward to associating with NITTE on this, as a startup. That's it from my side. And if you have any questions and doubts, I'll be happy to, connect with you all. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Srinath. Thank you. And I'm sure we will have a great collaboration together.
Right. Yeah.
So I think we have close to 16,000 odd people now online all across all the channels. And I think they're all waiting for the most interesting part of the conversation on the events calendar for this financial year. So there have been some questions coming in from the journalists and the PR team. Like I said, the PR kit has already been distributed. You have the press release draft. You have the profiles of all the speakers today. The last two speakers, the principal of the Management Institute and Dr. Sankaran, who spoke, we will also send you their profiles shortly. I saw people asking for their profile, but otherwise I think you have everything else. So I would now request the man behind the show, Dr. Acharya ji, to quickly talk about the events calendar for this financial year and what do we see month on month as part of this whole AIC NITTE Incubation Center. And so this will kind of give an idea for all the entrepreneurs, all the partners and the ecosystem players to understand what kind of events we have. This is open for all the startups that are incubated and that are wanting to incubate with AIC NITTE. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to all of you. Once again, welcome all of you for this virtual inauguration ceremony. Our programs designed for the 2021 is divided into three parts. One set of programs are designed to convert idea into product. Second set of programs are designed from product to how to take them to market and help them to go for a funding. I request Raghu to go through the some of the interesting events that we planned for the entire year. First program is planned on August 29th, 27th, 29th, this month only I request Raghav to explain more on this.
Sure, sir. So this month we have, with the kickoff, we have 27th to 29th, the workshop. So this is not a workshop on how to get, but this is more of, get your startups investment ready. If you already have a startup, you already have a product, you already have a prototype, and you are incubated with AIC NITTE or on your path to incubating. This event will be hosted by AIC NITTE in partnership with my very good friend Avelo Roy, Managing Director of Kolkata Ventures, and Asia Inc. Capital. So Asia Inc. Capital has committed to pledge for $1 million over the next 3 years for the AIC NITTE incubant startups. This is going to be the growth stage funding, which means you need to have a product, you need to have prototype, you need to have at least one paying customer, or in 6 months of getting the funding, you should be able to onboard customers. Our focus areas are more or less same that we have at AIC NITTE. It is agriculture, IT, and anything to do around product innovation. So the first event will help you get your startups investment ready, which means, do you have patent for your startup? Do you have all the bookkeeping that is needed to get funding? Do you have all the legal documents and everything in place? And once you have all of that, you will be able to, so the last day of the workshop, you will be able to pitch for your startup. That's the first event. That's in the month of August, 27th to 29th.
Second event is planned on September 18th and to 19th, Startup Bootcamp. Raghav, please explain this.
So we have a partnership with Microsoft Garage. So most of you might have heard about it. Microsoft Garage is an initiative by Microsoft worldwide, where the startups get a jump start, whether it is getting a lot of unlimited access to Microsoft Cloud or Microsoft, Office 365 or Microsoft Dynamics, anything that your startup would need from the Microsoft for your development and for your cloud will be given away to the startups in this. This bootcamp is also for companies that want to kind of solve their tech piece, want to have, their technology platform fully ready. We will have an array of speakers from Microsoft India and Microsoft US. They will speak, they will help you. This will be a hands-on working session to get your startup to jumpstart and accelerate. And this is again in partnership with AIC NITTE and Microsoft India. So so one of the things we want to do is we will pick up 3 NITTE Institute startup ideas, and those startups will be onboarded and they'll be productized during this 18th to 19th period. Next.
October 15th to 17th, another interesting program. We collaborate with T-Hub. T-Hub is Asia's largest incubation center and best known for innovation, passion, and entrepreneurship. Raghav, request Raghav to explain this.
Yeah, so we have this event 0 to 1 is a very famous event that we have been doing across the country. And like Sir was telling, T-Hub is today the world's largest innovation center. I mean, that's where a lot of these product startups are getting accelerated. So we are bringing that framework. It is going to be a 2.5-day workshop where we will help startups on how to build product startups, and we will also be exposing them. We will also be having a final day, the 17th evening, the pitch day, where they will be pitching to a lot of VC firms that are both incubated in AIC NITTE and also T-Hub. So this is a hands-on exercise for you to build your startup and also to pitch to the venture capitalists.
November 15th to 17th, scaling up the startup. This is also an interesting program for converting idea into product.
Yeah. So we'll be helping startups accelerate, and the India-based startups that want exposure in US market in Seattle, Triangulum Labs will be helping them to do their go-to-market strategy in US. So if they have built a product and they don't have an office, they don't have employees in US, Triangulum Labs will be helping them to do a complete launch of their products and go-to-market strategy in US. Next.
December, another interesting event, Growth Summit, event partners Google. This is also a very interesting event for all the startups.
Yeah. So Google is already partnered with us. Today we have, I mean, we signed the MOU a couple of days ago, but we had the announcement today, and we will be working closely with them on scaling up the startups and also funding the startups through the grants. The beauty here is you will get the funding, but it is in the form of grant, and there is no equity for those for the grant. I mean, as long as your startup is in the sector of their areas of interest. Next.
January 29th, 21, IDA, it is actually IDA competition, national level inside a competition. Facebook India is partnering with us.
Yeah, so top ideas, top 10 startup ideas will be incubated in AIC NITTE backed by Facebook India. So when I say backed by, it means technical resources, funding, and anything else that we need. So this is going to be the country's largest ideathon, where we will have close to 10,000 odd large startup ideas compete across, and AIC NITTE happens to be one of those top 25 centers in India where startups will be supported by Facebook India. Next.
February 20th to 21st, Startup Weekend is another interesting program we are creating startup in 52 hours long build-a-thon. This is another interesting program where you can convert your idea into product. Raghav, please can go ahead with explaining this.
Yeah, so Techstars is world's #1 startup accelerator platform. You might have heard about Techstars, you might have read about them. They are also known for helping create startups and build startups in 52 hours. So what I mean by this is Startup Weekend is a program where Friday evening people come in with their laptop and charger and their t-shirts, everything else that are needed will be provided to them. They don't go out till Sunday late night. So Friday evening, Friday whole night, Saturday whole day, Saturday whole night, Sunday whole day, Sunday till late night. They will all be working there. There will be technical team, there will be web development team, there will be developers. They will come, they will create the whole startup. Techstars will announce this globally. Techstars has presence in more than 90 odd countries, and there are, I think, close to 2,000 odd venture capitalists who bank on Techstars because that's a brand that has been there helping startups accelerate from a very long time. So they have been very active in India of late, but this will be first of its kind in the AIC NITTE Incubation Centre. All the registrations will be accepted till first week of February. The entrepreneurs who will come have to be ready to probably survive on a 2 or a 3 hour sleep for those 3 days, 2 nights and 3 days, and then there will be obviously unlimited supply of Red Bull and anything else, coffee to keep you awake and keep you going for those non-stop hours. So this is going to be a very interesting event. It will be hosted from 19th of afternoon of 19th to late night of 21st.
This is the last program in this financial year. This is an annual event. Every year going to do this. All partners, all startups, all mentors will come to NITTE, and we'll have this event in the 19th to 21st. Request Raghav to explain more on this.
So yeah, like sir rightly said, we all want to be there in the campus. We have seen the videos, we have heard about the place. All of us want to be there, and this is going to be a great opportunity. All the venture capital firms, all the partners, everybody will be present. So we will have a lot of idea exchange, immense amount of networking, right? I mean, like Avello said, like Rama Iyer said, like everybody else said, if you are an entrepreneur, you have to be networking and you have to be selling, right? Everybody you meet, you need to have your elevator pitch ready. So this is going to be that opportunity where we are expecting at least 5,000 people to turn up, provided Corona dies and subsides. And we will have the last 6 hours of this summit will be a non-stop, pitch day where we will have series of venture capitalists coming from all across the world. Some of them physically, some of them attending through video conference, listening to your pitch, listening to your idea, and investing in you. So this will be a larger than life format of an event, and it will be available for everybody who is incubated with us, plus all the partners and ecosystem players who are working with us. This is going to be a very interesting event.
This is the calendar of events. Thank you very much. Thank everyone who are the part of this wonderful program. I thank Raghav and his team for working last 2 months relentlessly for making this virtual ceremony happening. Raghav, thank you so much from all of us from NITTE. I'm sure the last night most of you have not slept. The team has not slept, working very hard for this program to happen. And I'm sure your relationship will continue for a longer time and will contribute towards the development of entrepreneurs ecosystem for startup in the country. Thank you very much. Thanks. Ranjan Chaplonker, Principal of NIMIT, is partnering with us. K. Sankaran, heading the Institute of Management. Both this institute are the partner institute of AIC NITTE Incubation Centre. And NITI Aayog is also supporting us in every possible way. As Ramanan keeps saying, we want to make this NITTE as a world-class incubation center, make our presence felt all over the world. So I thank everyone for making this event a successful one. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. So I continue to see the
thank you
questions from the journalists and the media team. Please reach out to us. For people who are asking for Dr. Acharya's phone number, I think it will be difficult for us to pass on the phone number. We will give you his email ID. Please email the questions either to him or to us. And please note, we would like it if you can give the press draft to us before publishing anything, especially if there is a mention of NITI Aayog, Ramanan, Dr. Acharya, and all of them. But the press draft is available. It will also be put on the website and it will also be circulated. Thank you so much for all the support, sir. Thanks for this opportunity. And sir, I see this opportunity as an opportunity of building the Atmanirbhar Bharat, where we will be creating some of the world's finest entrepreneurs coming out of NITTE campus. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Raghu. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.